Hey guys, welcome to Hardt Academy 10. It is Saturday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I am at school in my classroom in the junior high all by myself. So it's kind of creepy, but that's okay because I am that dedicated. I decided to do a video that reviews everything that we have done this week, which is multiplying, dividing fractions, and also basic reducing of fractions, and also a review of division and long division. So all of these videos you'll be able to find under the My Lab if you haven't already, and also included with the My Lab that I posted under this week review type of thing is I included some practice worksheets, the same worksheets that I'm going to be using to work the concepts in this video. So now, this is not homework, so if you think that this is one of the homework videos, this is not it. This is just a additional tutorial if you're still struggling with how to work with these fractions, because guys, we gotta get through it. If you're in a pre-algebra class, we're going to be working with expressions and letters with fractions. So a review of how to do fractions is needed. So I appreciate your hard work on everything. If you're in the exploring class, you need to know how to do fractions anyway. So everybody benefits from learning how to do fractions, especially without a calculator. Y'all know how I feel about calculators. So anyway, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to start with these problems. These first 4 problems are not on the worksheet that I downloaded, but other problems I present will be on the worksheet. I talk fast, but remember, you can always pause, you can take notes, you can review it again, whichever. Thank you for some of the comments I've gotten. This is hard. Why are you speaking so slow and so monotone in these videos? Can't help it. It depends on the time of day. Sometimes I'm in a good mood. Sometimes I'm not that in a great mood. Might be tired. Right now I'm wired because I've had about 4 cups of coffee. So here we go. All right. So if you do not know your basic facts very well, it can be hard to reduce fractions. Trust me, I understand. You all know about my own math disability. I struggle with memorizing facts. I have to use a multiplication chart all the time. So each time that I do my problems, I have a multiplication chart in front of me. It would benefit you as well to have a multiplication chart in front of you, because that way things will go by a whole lot smoother. And I'll be using this multiplication chart to show you how to use it. Okay, so now this is the first one. You have an 8 and a 10. Remember the method that I showed you in class in order to figure out what is the least common denominator for 8 and 10, okay? So that you can reduce this fraction. Using the multiplication chart, this is how we do it, okay? So with the multiplication chart in front of you, and remember in class I gave everyone a brand new multiplication chart that goes up to 30. If you look through the rows, going this way, left to right are rows. Going up and down are columns. We're going to look in rows, okay? But if we're looking in rows, you can't count the first row. Sloppy line, but you guys know how hard it is to use a mouse while writing, okay? But what we're going to do now is, looking through the rows, find 8 and 10. Remember, the fraction we are trying to reduce is 8 and 10. Let me just write it right here, because I know it's not going to be over here in this area. We're trying to reduce 8 over 10. Okay, so I'm going to look for the column that has 8 and 10 in it. Here's an 8. Oh, and here's a 10. Look at that, right next to each other. And 2, so that means that 2 is going to reduce that fraction. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. This new fraction is 4 over 5. Again, excuse the writing, okay? So I know I'm done reducing because I have an even number and an odd number and they're pretty low numbers. So I know that is my final answer will be 4 over 5 on this problem right here, our very first problem, okay? So that's as easy as it gets. That's probably not as easy as I can make it for you. So for this answer right here, you will have 4 over 5 because both of these were reduced by the number 10. All right, I'm going to go down, not to number 2, going down, okay? So I have 4 over 8. Again, you can use your multiplication table. Remember, this time we're looking for a 4 over 8. Now, of course, you probably already know the answer is going to be 1/2. But just in case you don't, because you struggle with memorizing facts or remembering how to do things, I'm going to do it as if I don't know what this is going to reduce to, okay? So again, remember, not using the first column, I'm going to find 4 and I'm going to find 8. All right, so here's my 4, here's my 8, okay? Now, be very careful when you are doing even numbers, okay? So first, this fraction will be 2 over 4 because 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 8 4 times. But look, you have two even numbers. If you have two even numbers, a numerator and denominator even number, it will reduce again, okay? So I need to find another row that has a 4 and an 8. Not here, but voila. Remember, if you have two even numbers, you're going to be able to reduce by even numbers. So I found it, 4 and 8. So basically, I am going to use the row that is the farthest down. Not this one, this one. And that's how we know for sure 4 we're going to 4 one time, 4 we're going to 8 two times. That's how we know for sure that 4 over 8 reduced is 1/2. I hope this is making sense for you. If it's not, stop, pause, send an email, do whatever it is that you got to do in order to understand, okay? Your parents should watch too, because that way they understand the methods that I'm using in the classroom. So this is going to reduce to 1/2. Now I'm going to go over to number 2. I have a 6 over 3. Look at this. It's top heavy. Some people will reduce before going, changing it over into a mixed number if it has to be a mixed number. Remember, top heavy fractions usually need to be changed into mixed numbers or whole numbers. In this case, we can tell it's going to be a whole number, okay? So when I say change it to a mixed number or whole number, that's how I like to do it, is to change it into a mixed number or a whole number first. I'm basically asking you how many times will the denominator, the bottom number, will go into the top number, the numerator. So I'm asking you this, okay? It just so happens that this is an even amount of times. 3 will go into 6 2 times. By the way, if you are struggling with how to divide, please check the this section of the Hardt Academy 10 and look for the video that says dividing division problems, either long division or regular division. And I go through steps on how to divide with larger numbers that will have a remainder and everything in there, okay? So 3 will go into 6 2 times. Because there is no remainder, I have no fraction. Okay, if there's no remainder, you do not have a fraction. It's just a whole number 2. So 2 is going to be my final answer for this. All right, now going down to number 4. Number 4, I have 5 over 15. Let's pretend that you don't know your facts. I'm going to go over to the multiplication chart. Remember, I'm looking for a 5 over 15. I think that's what it was. I got to check that to be sure. Yeah, okay. You know, my memory is shot. So I'm now going to look for a 5 and a 15 in the same row, okay? Remember, don't use the first row, okay? If your multiplication chart looks like this, don't use your first row, okay? Start with the second row, whatever multiplication chart you have. Looking for a 5, there is no 5 here. You can tell the numbers start getting way bigger than 5. There is no 5 in this one. There is no 5 in this one. Here is my 5. Okay, and you can tell this is kind of going to be the only row because there are no more 5s. You can just kind of look around the block here and tell that there's no more 5s. So I know for sure that this is going to be my final answer. My final answer is 1 over 3. Okay, so 5 over 15 will reduce to 1 over 3 because 5 will go into 5 one time, 5 will go to 15 3 times. So that's my answer for number 4. Final answer for number 4 is going to be 1 over 3. Okay, so these are easy versions of how to do the reducing fractions. Okay, now for my recording, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I got about 6 minutes left of recording before it actually will shut me off. So I'm going to do now is going to do a little bit harder fractions just to get that practice in, and that worksheet is also available to you on the MyLab. So notice that these fractions are much larger than the ones I just had, okay? But the method is exactly the same, okay? 40 over 36. What's different about this? It's top heavy. Remember, anytime it's top heavy, the method that I show you in class is to change it into a mixed number first. Once it's a mixed number, take a look at your fraction and then reduce it if you can. So If it's top heavy, meaning it is an improper fraction, change it to a mixed number or whole number first. So that means you have to divide, okay? The bottom numbers on the outside of the house and the top numbers on the inside of the house. I call my division sign a house because if you think about it this way, it kind of makes sense. 36 is on the outside of the house trying to get into the house to where 40 is. So how many times can 36 go into 40? Let's pretend that you're not sure, okay? So you would actually look for 36 on the multiplication chart. But oh my gosh, Mrs. Hardt, there is no 36 on the multiplication chart that you gave us. That's what I hear in class all the time. You're going to have to use your common sense with this one and do some division and try to guess. Remember, you're at 36. You're just trying to get to 40. How many times do you think 36 will go into 40? Not twice. If you're not sure, check. This is hard. I think I might go in 2 times. Okay, remember, you can always check yourself by saying this and figuring out what this answer is. 6 times 2, 12. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. See that? Way too big, okay? So if it's not 2, it's got to be 1. Now, if you looked at it, you can kind of tell 36 is only going to fit in 41 times. Once you do this, and again, remember, I have division practice worksheet up in video, so if you need help with division, check it out. 1 times 36 is 36, and then we subtract 36 from 40. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. You have 4 left over. You have all your parts now for a fraction, okay? A mixed number fraction. How many times it goes in is your whole number. What's left over is your bottom number, your top number. And then 36, what's outside of the house, is your bottom number. So I have 1 and 4 over 36. I'm going to make this prettier now. 1 and 4 over 36. Remember what I said, though. You have to see if you can reduce this fraction. 4 and 36. Can you reduce it? Yes, you can. Now, you guys know I don't know my facts worth anything, but I do know that 4 and 36 are even numbers. How do I know? Always just look at the last digit of each number. 4 only has 1 digit, so it is the last. 36, 6 is the last digit. 4 and 6 are even numbers. So 6 is an even number. I know 36 is an even number. So remember what I said before? I have 2 even numbers, so I know it can reduce. So now I'm going to take a look at my chart because I don't know my facts, and I'm going to figure out how much this will reduce by, okay? So here we are, back to our chart. Remember, we're looking for a 4 and a 36 in the same row, okay? So here's my 4. I got 4 right here. I also have I do not. Oh, there it is. I do have a 36. Look at that. So I have a 2 over 18. So if this is 2 over 18, what am I noticing again? Okay? What am I noticing again? I'll change the color so you can see it better. Now it reminds me of Christmas. 2 over 18, even number. Even number. I know it will reduce again. So where can I find a 4 and 36 again? Here's a 4. Here's a 36. Now I have a 1 over 9. 1 over 9. Now I'm finished because that is the lowest fraction that it will convert to, okay, or reduce to. So this actually equals what again? It equals 1 and 1 over 9. Don't forget to bring that whole number back over. I'm going to stop this recording for now, and I'm going to add a part 2 of this recording to do some more of these harder ones, okay? I can only record 15 minutes at a time, so let's see how well this goes. Thank you, guys. Please hit part 2 of this recording so I can do some more of these problems that are on a worksheet if you download it, and the ones that are over here. All right. I know, you love me. You don't have to say it out loud.